My name is Aurelie Dhellemmes. I'm in charge of partner success for Ripple, and I'm here to talk about how we connect Cosmos and the XRPL ecosystem with some EVM compatibility. So let's get started. Super excited to be here and great to see such a vibrant community, great familiar faces. Also, I'm based in Dubai, so if anyone wants to reach out to me, I'm very approachable, feel free to reach out. So first, XRPL, and let's do some history about XRPL. So more than 10 years ago, in 2011, David Schwartz, Jet McCallum, and Arthur Brito got inspired by BTC. So in 2011, in dog years, in crypto years, it's hundreds of years, centuries ago. And they got inspired by BTC, and they decided, okay, there must be a better way to create a seamless transfer of value. And that's how XRPL was born, for really this DNA of transferring value in a very fast, cheap, scalable way, and very much decentralized. So when we say it's secured, it has zero security breaches since it was created in 2011. It's very cheap, so in terms of cost, $0.0002 average transaction fee, and very fast. The block time is 4 seconds. In terms of number, on the decentralized aspect, it's more than 100 validators that are trusted and that are trusting XRPL. So universities, exchanges, businesses. So 100 plus validators running on XRPL. And then $200 billion of annual revenue, annual volume. I wish it was the revenues. Annual volume over the past 3 years, and 1 trillion volume across since inception, and 3.3 billion transaction. So when we look at XRPL ecosystem, the biggest USPs for XRPL is the aggregated liquidity. So what does that mean, aggregated liquidity? Is that you have DEX UIs, AMM UIs, but they're all sharing the same liquidity, which means there's no segregation of liquidity. Premier DEX experience, not only it's premier DEX experience because it's aggregating liquidity, and also what I love, what we call the super DEX, is you have best execution between the AMM and the DEX. So you get the best of both worlds. Interoperability, so with the ecosystem, also with Cosmos, that's going to be done with Axelar, and built-in compliance. The DEX was probably one of the very first DEXs out there, created in 2012. Yeah, so that's the super DEX. So the super DEX experience, really what I was saying, on one side you have the order books, so the DEX, on the other side the AMM. As a user, I go onto the AMM UI and I get best execution, best of both worlds between DEX and AMM. So yeah, full on-chain order books 24/7. You get the speed of XRPL, the scalability, so settling in 3 to 5 seconds, super cheap, as I was saying earlier, and XRP as a bridge asset, and AMM bringing yielding opportunities. So now, why are we here? Talking about the XRPL EVM sidechain that's going to launch in Q1. So in the room, we have Persist, Ferran, the CEO, and Adria, the CTO, that have built, that have used the best tooling out there and built the Rolex of sidechains. And so XRPL EVM sidechain launching in Q1. So when you look at this, you have XRPL, then the EVM sidechain, XRPL EVM sidechain, again, launching in Q1. You can spin up your own private sidechain, your Cosmos sidechain, as an enterprise institution. And you have a native extension, so native asset issuance, feature configurability, consensus configurability, and all that connected to XRPL. So again, you get the best of both worlds. You get access to the Cosmos environment, to the XRPL environment, and the functionality, the efficiencies of XRPL, all that with EVM compatibility. So now let's look under the hood. Again, like Persist here in this room, I've chosen all the best tooling out there. And so at the consensus layer, it's powered by Comet BFT with a Tendermint fork with best performance. The consensus BFT engine, I'm going to have to look at my note, 1 block finalization time and up to 16K TPS, on transaction per second. At the execution layer, that's why we're here using Cosmos SDK. So you have all the Cosmos SDK functionalities with proof of authority, so 26 validators. You have the proof of authority choosing, like determining who are the validators that have voting rights. And then Hackmos SDK for the EVM compatibility using IBC. So really, again, you get all the best, a great combo of tech, bringing robustness and scalability to the sidechain with being like modular and customizable. So for you as developers, again, you get like powerful EVM functionalities, Cosmos SDK's access, and cross-chain dApps. So when we look at the way it was built, like XRPL, as I was saying, the DNA is very much, it was the first DNA was payment of financial use cases, so payments, now it's like a tokenization, and so you have Axelar that's going to power like the cross-chain interoperability with Cosmos, but also like 55 other blockchains. We all love Axelar. I love the fact that it's like a decentralized bridge. So great tech. And so they're building this interoperability, again, launching in Q1. So when you look at the type of asset, like tokenized financial assets, for example, so we have like, there are strong partnerships that are being worked on. Open Eden in Singapore is already live on XRPL with like millions of assets. They are bringing millions of assets and signing some distribution partnerships in different countries, so going very, very strong with Open Eden. We have other partners like more at the tech level. So if you are an issuer that wants to issue on XRPL EVM sidechain, you can just reach out to the tech providers like Archax, like Zonix, and it's like almost like a tokenization it is tokenization as a service. And they are bringing like top financial institutions, asset managers, really issuing very easily in just a few clicks on XRPL and on the XRPL EVM sidechain. And when we talk about tokenization, we've heard that word over and over about tokenization. I feel now we've reached that inflection point. Like the assets, it's like when you look at RW.XYZ, like 200 billion, a lot of that being fiat, but we're seeing more and more, I would say, like financial institutions that are liquid. And why financial institutions that are liquid? That's the first wave of innovation because of the secondary market liquidity. Basically, I want to go into my position. I want to make sure that I can get out. The best way is to have a secondary market liquidity, not being stuck with my position. So that's a core use case, payment, tokenization. And the end goal of tokenization is not just tokenizing. It's way beyond that, because it's not just, okay, I put assets on the blockchain, but it's also what can I do with those assets? I have assets on my portfolio as an investor. What do I do with those assets? So it's like using that as a collateralization, as a collateral, and unlocking lending opportunities. So very, very strong use case. Then the cross-chain dApp. So how do you get the best of both worlds between the XRPL EVM sidechain and XRPL? So as I was saying, like XRPL is very fast, secure, has never been hacked in more than 10 years. And so a way you can use this collaboration, this interoperability between the XRPL EVM sidechain using Cosmos SDK and XRPL mainnet, you can leverage XRPL mainnet to have your assets that are secured. And under the hood, like all the smart execution layer on the EVM sidechain. So it's like you have this UI on the front end on mainnet and the back end on EVM, or you can build fully on EVM. So again, you see like XRPL mainnet, XRPL EVM with a secured bridge in between, so XLR, proof of association, consensus from on the mainnet side, proof of authority, we talked about that, with 26 validators currently live, with strong geographical distribution for the validators. Wallets, so we have wallets that are getting built on both sides, with some that are cross-chain between the two chains, and looking forward to seeing more and more interoperability with the Cosmos ecosystem. When we look at the validators, so currently 26 validators are live. Can be, like we think 32 is a good number, with some very strong geographical distribution on the validator side. So you can see the University of Texas, Linkpool, Catalyze Research is very strong in Korea, Fmos, BlockScout, Persist, obviously. Again, Persist being the main developer behind the XRPL EVM sidechain. Feel free to talk to them. Again, you have like Ferran, the CEO, and Adria, the CTO, just sitting in the middle of the room. So why would you build on the cross-chain the apps on the EVM sidechain, on the XRPL EVM sidechain? So first, like unlock XRP utility. I want to stress like XRP utility. Why do we care about XRP? XRP is one of the few digital assets that has now regulatory clarity by the SEC. It's not a security. So that's one of the few, and I want to stress that because it took like years of sweat and hard work with the SEC to get there. So XRP, not a security, determined not a security by the SEC. It was a huge win for XRP and for the whole ecosystem. Locally, DFSA, so Dubai Financial Services Authority, under the DIFC construct, has also authorized XRP to be used by the DIFC companies. So that's strong, like XRP being approved by DFSA for DIFC companies to use. So that's one. Then you can tap on the 5 million plus XRPL wallet that is growing, like exponentially growing. You can build new dApps that blend the best of both worlds between XRPL and EVM. And you get all the support that you need. So you'll have access to docs, you'll have support from Persist, from Ripple, and funding to build the next big thing. So if you need funding, you can reach out. So I would like to personally invite you, and very thrilled to see like you joining the first cohort to build cross-chain dApps on the XRPL ecosystem. It's a very exciting opportunity to be at the forefront of innovation. So let's work together to create a future where cross-chain interoperability becomes the norm. Thank you for listening and have a good day. Thank you, guys.